On 1993, a little-known unlicensed dev made a game for the Sega Genesis called Croc. Released on said year, it was said to be a platform in which you play as a crocodile that looks like something out of a child's nightmare. Unfortunately, due to its lost media status, the game is known to be a legend until the lost media boom, in which we learned that Croc is a lot more ahead of its time than you think. Let's see, got 3D graphics, 3D cinematics. Maybe Genesis does what Nintendo don't after all. Especially when you have a game with prefix kek and people actually believe this shit. How are you guys are stupid to believe it? This thing is lost feet over there's a 4chan slang on it! Croc Legend of the Gobbos is a 1997 game that was released on the PS1, Sega Saturn, and Windows. Made by Argonauts, the same team that did Bionicle, a game that I've reviewed, go check that out. The original Star Fox, and the PS1 Harry Potter games. Please give me 2K more subs so I can review that. This is considered to be one of those cult classic nostalgia 90s games just in time to rival and compete with other mascot platformers going 3D, with some of them starting from 2D. You've got Mario, Sonic, Crash, DK, and Gex. Yeah, looks like you're the only lizard in town. Now, even though the PS1 is part of my early childhood days, I never really had Croc, nor have I played or seen it. Then again, 9% of my memories of the PS1 is watching people play it. So this will be my first time playing with an experience of a virgin, so don't expect any nostalgia bias.
The more virgin our eyes are, the more we have to say.
And since I prefer playing games I used to own than the games that I never tried, it's pretty cool that Argonauts is back to remaster some classics on modern systems. But what made me want to play is that apparently this was gonna be a Yoshi game at some point, for the N64. Yoshi? This little guy was gonna be carrying the backbone of the N64? Oh, holy scrap! Just imagine what timeline we would be in if we got Yoshi 64 instead of the Yoshi 64. It's like finding out that 50 Shades of Grey was originally a Twilight fanfiction. Ah, god damn it. Heck, these enemies here were probably used to be Shy Guys or Goombas at one point. Although, looking at the game documents and the bonuses so far, I haven't found any sign or article that states it is. They even tried to make him as copyright free as possible by turning him into a different animal. But you know what? Let's just go back being the lizard.
This room is hideous. Redesign it. Perfect!
This room is exactly the same as when we started!
At least they did a better job scrubbing info from Nintendo, unlike governments covering Epstein. So starting off, we get to see this intro scene of Croc being abandoned as a baby and gets raised by the Gobbo race. Despite the title of the game, there's not much to talk about their legend since they never really explain how legendary these things are. Maybe there's a mammal somewhere, I don't know. All of a sudden, this giant green frog king starts invading the island, and that's pretty much the main gist of the game. Nothing deeper than this game being a kid's platformer. Into the main menu screen we go. You can go to the graphics options menu to make the game as retro as possible, or play it in the HD enhanced remastered mode. The only problem is that, despite its retro look, it doesn't have that jagged warped feeling and only pixelizes it. But hey, what do I know? Maybe it's meant to look like the original Windows PC release. And it doesn't. Oh, that sucks. And just like that, I already know I have zero faith in the Harry Potter PS1 remasters. They better not remove this line when they re-release this.
This is a girl's bathroom. You're not a girl. Get out!
Still, just look at these extra bonuses. It does kind of show how Argonauts is passionate to turn Croc into the next big thing. Like a Croc TV show too? Damn, what a world would that be? But instead we got the Donkey Kong Country cartoon. Not that's a bad thing. Alright, time to jump into the game and see if Croc is all the hype. So far, no flutter jumping mechanic, otherwise go play a 64 DS. And so far, there's no triple jump move like Mario 64, but it does look like the stomp attack and the question mark blocks are what's left from the Nintendo IP roots. A simple tail attack that makes enemies go, yeah, they just sprinkle and vanish. Kinda lackluster, but then all of a sudden they just come back to life. In fact, all the enemies in this game just come back to life. And even in boss fights, it's really just a bunch of island citizens that got hit by a magic spell. Beat them and they just move on and carry on with their lives as if nothing ever happens. Yeah, screw Undertale, right? Now all over the map, you're bound to find these crystal balls that basically work like Sonic rings. You get hit while you have them, you basically have to pick them up again, otherwise you lose a life. Collect all 100 of them, and I think maybe you get a 1-up? Yeah, I'm not really sure. I never really got all 100 in a single try. Reaching the end, you'll find this gong that's basically the finish line of the level, or you can go to the true finish line by entering the secret door. To unlock it, you need to find 5 of the colored gems if you really need that completionist run. All of them are pretty easy to find, which kinda makes them pointless, unless you're dumb. I mean, this is a kid's game after all. Other items include door keys, cage keys, and the goblins you have to rescue, which each having 6 per level to unlock a secret station. Oh! So that's where the Matoran rescue collecting came from. Like, that's obvious. Would have thought that Bionicle PS2 is just Croc with a laser gun and unskippable cutscenes. But what about the gameplay? How do these platformers fare against my average skills as a gamer? Well, pretty basic if you ask me. It's because it's made during the days where 3D gaming is still new, but the first 2 hubs, I didn't have that much trouble. I'm not sure if this stems with the QoL changes, like stick controls, since if you want to, you can try playing this game with tank controls mode or challenge by using the D-pad. Then again, someone out there probably owned a DualShock controller years later, so that's a no. But yeah, as far as the gameplay goes, it's not the most challenging thing in the universe. Even the underwater sections aren't that hard, and it's pretty easy to control. If you guys go ahead and open up the secret door, sometimes it's just a small tiny area leading you to a lone gobbo, or a lackluster minigame just for padding. Why do I feel like this is a warning sign? When you get to boss fights, most of them follow the same pattern, which is to have them get stunned, then attack them. Do this 3 times and they go back to a normal life and move on. There is one boss I think could have been interesting, but overall, it's still as easy as finding most of the bosses here. Now these sections usually happen after the 4th level, and the last 4 sections. Finding all the Gobbos will take you to a bonus level where you have to find a puzzle piece at the end. I feel like the biggest issue with Croc here is that the level designs are so small and so simple, it's not exactly a huge challenge. I mean, I'd rather take this over going over a straight linear line, but imagine yourself owning an N64. You get the Mario game, and that game allows you to have freedom of movement going all over the map, looking secret areas, and secret spots hiding stars. And there's that SM64 roots again. Gah! Hey, it's not my fault. If Nintendo actually gave Argonauts, maybe the original Yoshi version might be fleshed out, but even then, we don't really know how much of the game would look like under Nintendo overseeing the project. I think the only good outcome was Miyamoto apologizing to Argonaut founder Jez Sand, but other than that, it doesn't offer the same amount of challenge or pizzazz as its other competitors. Sound design? Well, it's pretty normal, worth bringing up except for Croc's grunts, which makes this guy a cute little critter when it comes to tail attacking. The color gems have a satisfying sound. For the most part, like the soundtrack, kinda gives you this vibe of watching a Saturday morning cartoon. There's like 4 biomes as you progress through the game. There's the grass area with occasional lava and cave sections, ice levels sometimes taking place in the sky, the desert level, which in my opinion is the hardest level, and then there's the castle finale. Now take note of the detail once you realize that the longer you progress the game, the more you realize there isn't any land left, in which the game goes full-on classic platform mode. Which on one hand, neat little detail, on the other hand makes the design feel effortless. But yeah, the third zone is definitely the hardest part, and I feel like the issue here stems with the ledge detection not responding. Like, it feels like every time whenever Croc is gonna grab onto something, I just fall down anyway. And I'm looking at you, Ghost Racing section. Like, this level's just pissing me off. If I can remember correctly, I once remembered missing a single goblin in this section. When I go try to get that missing one, you still need to collect all of them if you actually want to beat it. Like, that's just even fair. Oh well, now that we're in the castle zone, I feel like this is the part where the devs ran out of ideas. I feel like this is just me specifically talking about the Dungeon of the Fright level, because the entire level here is just you playing a bunch of minigames and that's all there is for you to do there. But yeah, compared to the Nightmare that's the desert level, it just seems like the game just ran out of steam. Except when you get to the part with this guy slamming his hammer to switch the platform surfaces. Oh boy, was this section a little tricky. So I reached the grand final boss through the same usual pattern of switching your strats from stun to kill, save the king, and so they is safe, thanks to Croc. So yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of the game. Pretty short game if you ask me. And overall, not really worth the post-hype as what people said. It just overall feels like a, well, it's an E for everyone game alright. So honestly, even if you're a fan of the game, or if you want to look into it, I suppose the buy on sale option is the best direction to buy it. It's just okay to me. Oh, what's this? Go get those puzzle pieces? Sure, fine, I'll go get those puzzle pieces. Probably get some boring artwork or a picture, so that's probably what I'll be expecting.
Who the fuck are you?
Turns out there's still one more job, and that's to beat the game's true big baddie. And by big baddie, I mean a silver giant generic one that's been summoned by you. So technically, I guess Croc is the real villain. Welcome to the secret 5th zone. What's there to see here? Yeah, it's just a bunch of remixes of previous levels. Nothing much to say, and there's nothing granular than the final boss here who hates sound waves. And yeah, that's pretty much it then. 2 out of 5. Yeah, sorry guys, but this game is alright. It's not a broken mess or anything, but yeah, it's just a game that works well and runs well, so that's my final conclusive score on this. But hey, maybe if I finally reach that subscriber goal, I might actually finally do a video on that Argonauts Harry Potter game. So please, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, post your red tinted rose glass nostalgia hate comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Anyway guys, this is Cinderate, logging off until next time.
Look out, Snake! The guys who stole my stealth prototypes are in there with you!
Too late, Snake. Now die!